Okay, so we're doing squats today. I'm first going to show you how the setup works. We're going to remember how to do the whole story with the Romanian deadlift, okay? We're doing that same story again. I'm going to show you how it relates to the squat. But first, let's talk about the setup for the squat. I want you to imagine, and do this with me, I want you to imagine you're a cowboy and you have two guns in your hands like this, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to point your guns forward, point them straight forward, exactly, and cant them to the side like a gangster. There you go. This is essentially your width for your squats. This is how you're going to place your hands. You turn around, you approach the bar, and that more or less is the width right outside your shoulders to place your hands. For myself, what I normally do is I take my thumb and I just place my thumb right along the knurling of the bar with it outstretched like that. I get underneath the bar, I place the bar on the shelf of my back, take a nice deep breath in, stand up, 1, 2, 3, go a little wide in my stance, a little bit like a duck feet. Take a nice deep breath in, I descend down, and I come back up. Now to show you really quickly how this relates to a Romanian deadlift, remember the storyline here, okay? I'm showing you from behind. I'm doing the open the pickle jar, I'm doing angry bus driver with my hands, closing the door. Now at this point, I want you to imagine going down an elevator shaft. So your torso is an elevator going down the elevator shaft, the space between your legs, and then you stand back up. That's all it is. I'm going to show you from another angle. I'm going to show you this one, okay? So here we are. Typically, you're in a gym, you'd be further back. I'm grabbing the bar, my hand is here like this, like that. Cowboy guns, grab the bar, get underneath, place the bar in between my trap and my rear deltoid muscle. Opening the pickle jar with my feet, see what I'm doing there? Angry bus driver, knife in the back, cave diver breath. Stand up. Take 3 steps forward, 1, 2, 3. Take a nice deep breath in again. Close the door, elevator down the elevator shaft, stand up. Close the door, elevator down the elevator shaft, stand up. One more. Close the door, elevator down the elevator shaft, stand up. Now you see how many elements of the Romanian deadlift are in there. The only difference is I want you to imagine that your torso is an elevator and the space between your legs is an elevator shaft. And this allows you to know how far apart you place your feet. Now, if I look at my feet this distance here and I look at the width of my torso, I'm not going to be able to fit my torso down the shaft, right down this space. It's too narrow. And the whole point of a squat is to go all the way down the elevator shaft. So I look at my width over here and I'm just outside the width of my torso with my ankles. That is my stance for my body type. And that's how wide I go. Because when I'm at the bottom here, I want my belly, I want my, my entire upper body to fit in between my legs comfortably. Then I come back up. Give it a shot. So I actually want you to face towards the camera. Okay, and you're just gonna motion this. Stick your arms out completely. Great, okay? You have an idea of where your hands should be, all right? Now typically what I say is I put your thumb there and the other one right there. Grab the whole bar. Get underneath the bar now. Great, okay? You're just gonna wait for my word here now. Good. Grab that bar nice and tight. And I want you to look straight ahead, don't look at me. Okay? You have to position that bar in such a way that it's comfortable, it's snug in there. So start pushing your feet into the ground and start pushing your shoulders up into the bar. Don't look at me. Good. Okay, push up. Put some pressure. Okay, great, good. You've stood up. Walk forward, nice and straight. That's it. Take a nice wide stance, okay? Your stance has to be relative to your torso width. I want you to do the angry bus driver with your hands. Okay?
Okay.
I want you to bring your elbows under the bar. Good. Squeeze this bar harder. Harder, 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 harder. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. Close the door. Open the legs, elevator down the elevator shaft. Don't look at me, just listen to the words I'm telling you, okay?
Yeah.
Look straight ahead.
Okay.
Open your knees, elevator down the
More.
elevator shaft. Don't move your feet.
Okay.
Just descend completely now. All the way down, all the way, 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 and come up. You could go deeper than that. That's one. Take a nice deep breath in. Descend completely and come up. 2. Do it again. 3. Okay. So you're loosening up your grip as you do it. Why don't you back up? Okay. Watch where you put it. Back up, back up, back up. There you go. So you're making a few mistakes here. Let me show you. Go over there in position. So first things first, your palm should be grabbing that bar fully. Your hand was like this. It was opened up, okay? That means you don't have a handle on the bar. So once you grab the bar and you wrap your hands around it, that's how it stays. And it doesn't move from that point. You don't let it become this, okay? That's part 1. Get underneath the bar here. Get in position. When I'm over here, I really want to push my shoulders, I want to push my traps, my upper back muscles into that bar, and I want to push down with my feet. And what I'm doing is I'm rooting myself in between the floor and the bar now. All right, this is a relatively light bar, but if it was heavier, you'd really be pushing yourself in between the two objects. And I call this string theory. And I want you to imagine that your body is like a string. If you have the top of the string and the bottom of the string, and you pull them apart, what happens to the center of the string? It becomes tight, right? It has tension. So that's what string theory is. You have to create tension between the bottom and the top, and the only way to do that is to push down and up simultaneously, and then everything in the middle will be stable. Understood?
Yep.
So, again, here I am, I grab the bar, cowboy guns, gangster style, grab the bar, get in position. I'm in a Romanian deadlift position right now. All right, I'm not like this. This is a mistake. A lot of people do this. They have their knees forward as if they're doing a conventional. Get into a Romanian deadlift. In other words, get sexy, right? Open the pickle jar with your feet. Open the pickle jar with your hand. Cave diver breath. Take your steps forward. 1, 2.5. I get snug under the bar here. Closing the door. Elevator down the elevator shaft. Come right back up. Closing the door, elevator down the elevator shaft, right back up. Go ahead, all you. Great. Feet under the bar, good. Okay, now squeeze that bar nice and hard, exactly. Tighten this muscle up. These muscles should be tight, perfect. Look straight ahead.
Okay.
You have to understand something, I'm very self-conscious. If you keep on looking at me, you're gonna make me more self-conscious. So I want you to look ahead all the time because there's nothing over here that's important, all right? You keep your spine, your head neutral, you look straight ahead and you listen to what I'm telling you and you feel the stories that we've already learned, right? Go ahead, stand up, walk forward. 3, good. So you're gonna wanna go a little bit wider with your stance because the width of your feet, exactly. Point those toes out. Take a nice deep breath in. Go ahead, I want you to do the string theory for me.
I'm sorry, I'm still looking at you.
Yeah. Descend all the way down, more. Look what's happening to your hand again. Okay, tighten it up. So you notice now, when you tighten up your hands, it forces your spine to flex more because you have an adhesion in your spine. Okay, your spine is too curved like this. Okay. You have to make this a standard. You don't ever give this up and you allow your spine to wrap around the bar. You're gonna develop that mobility over time. Go ahead again. Go as low as you can with your hands squeezing that bar. They're opening again. Come back up. So you're, like I said, the standard is this. You're not allowed to open your hand. So the depth of your squat is limited by your hand in this scenario, okay? So don't go so deep so that it opens up. Do the squat perfectly as much as you can. Go ahead. And that's the depth you have. Good, you could put the bar back. So I'm gonna show you something now. Okay, and we're gonna do a little summon here. Now you notice that you're not able to go that deep with perfect form. So what you could do is you could put a shim, something to elevate your heels on. Get in position here. And I want you to place your heels at the edge of the plate, right over here. Okay? Take a nice deep breath in, close the door, elevator down the elevator shaft, stand right back up. Look at my hands. They're completely wrapped around that bar. I'm keeping my weight in my heels the entire time I'm opening the pickle jar. It's the exact same thing as a Romanian deadlift. Go ahead. Great, pick it up. Squeeze that bar hard now. Yeah, focus, focus, focus for me here. There we go. Walk forward. All the way at the edge. Great. Take a nice deep breath in. Close the door, elevator down the elevator shaft. Look what's happening to your hands again. There you go. Keep it tight. Yep. That's the depth you have. You have to stretch. You have to treat the squat as a stretch. Now, when you squeeze harder, you notice you start to feel the tight spots in other areas of your body. That's the point of doing it this way, okay? The point is to make sure that you use it. We have one more. The point is you make sure you use the movement as a stretch, as a mobility exercise. One more. Go ahead. All the way down. There you go. Great. Good, back it up. Watch your step. Watch it. Just back up. Good. Hold on there. You have to put it properly. So I recommend, if you're a beginner like yourself, you're better off training the squat with heels elevated, all right? And then what you do is, as you develop the mobility required to go deep down into the bottom of the squat and back up with perfect form, you could remove the heel elevation and then you could continue to practice like so. All right?
At the gym, I can use plates?
At the gym, you could use a single plate. Yeah, what I would normally do, so I would take a plate like this, I would just place it over there, and that's it. And you're talking about elevating your heels 1, 2 inches, whatever. Because very often what keeps people from descending completely into the bottom of the squat is actually tightness in their calves, and gluteal amnesia is what it's called. Literally, your butt muscles don't fire. They don't turn on. And they need to be reminded on how to do that in that particular position, because this is a rare position for an adult to be in nowadays. This is the bottom of a squat. This is what it looks like, all right? Harder to do it like this, requires more power. So I'm gonna show one more time here, and then you're gonna go one more time. I'm gonna show from the back and the front. I'll do it this way. So here I am, cowboy guns, canted to the side, put the bar on the shelf of the back. All right, stand up, 1, 2.5. You make sure your feet are wide enough for the elevator to descend down the elevator shaft. Close the door, elevator down the elevator shaft. Stand up. Close the door, elevator down the elevator shaft. Stand up. The entire time I'm opening the pickle jar, I'm really using string theory. I'm pushing my hands into the bar and I'm pushing my feet down into the ground. Close the door, elevator down the elevator shaft. Stand up. Your turn. And then we're gonna do not overhead squat, front squat. Great. Squeeze that bar really hard. Awesome. Let me walk forward. Good, take your time with it. Squeeze that bar. Try to bring your elbows underneath the bar. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do the angry bus driver. That's what the angry bus driver is for, good. Now, as you descend, this is gonna wanna loosen up because you're gonna feel the bar roll. But the real problem is your spine is stiff over there, okay? You could see a chiropractor for that, but I'll help you do it later, okay? I am not a licensed chiropractor. I do not do chiropractic adjustments. I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Remember this part? Do that whole part, good. Stick your butt back, you're closing the door, spread your knees as you descend down the elevator shaft, great, and come back up. That was perfect. You didn't go super low, but you actually felt the tendons and the tissues in your body stretch to allow yourself to go into depth. Continue, 2 more. So we're not training with the ego here. There you go, good correction. 1 more. And you can actually look at the floor right in front of you, and that's probably better for your eyesight. Go 1 more. Let me see how deep you could go. Go as low as you could go. Over time, with weight, you'll be able to descend deeper and deeper and deeper. There you go. Great. Back up. Nice straight steps. Go, go, go. Good. Okay. That is a back squat. Congratulations. Now, you see how much faster it was to learn that as compared to learning the whole Romanian deadlift series and the bend series yesterday? Why is that? It's because I'm using the same language to describe the same concepts. In that way, a squat is the same as a deadlift because they have those things in common. In a deadlift and a squat, you're doing the angry bus driver. You're doing the cave diver breath. You're trying to be sexy, right? You're opening the pickle jar. I added something here called string theory, but you're doing string theory in a deadlift as well, right? So in that sense, they are the same thing. And I just want you to realize that. Now let's do a front squat. You know what, I'm gonna keep this here because heels elevated, it's gonna make life very simple. Now a front squat is very similar to a back squat. Your hand grip is gonna be a bit more narrow. You're gonna place your fingertips now near the knurling. Before it was the thumb near the knurling. And the reason it was the thumb is because your hands have to be outside of the shoulder when you're doing a back squat in order for you to have enough space. If my hands were like this and I did a back squat, look, I wouldn't be able to fit in there. So placing my hands a little bit wider for a back squat is necessary. Now for a front squat, I could bring my fingers to where my thumb was. And what I'm doing here instead is I'm placing the bar up against my neck. I only have 2 fingers on the bar, 1, 2, just the tips or the pads of the fingers. I'm bringing it forward like that. Again, look at my legs now, look at my whole body. I'm in a Romanian deadlift position right now, okay? I'm not like this, I'm not doing the limbo. Romanian deadlift position. The bar is literally almost choking my neck. Come forward, 1, 2.5. Take a nice deep breath in. So with respect to how we place the bar on our neck, this is very important. This is where a lot of people get hung up on the details. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you from a side angle what this looks like. At least for this camera here. So if I place myself like this, look at what I'm doing with my neck, okay? I'm projecting my elbows forward and my head is going back like this. And that's creating a shelf over here for the bar to rest on. I don't even need my hands to hold it. Now I know I have more muscles than your average person, and you might want to say, oh, it's because you have all that muscle there to rest it on. I'm not resting it on my muscles, I'm resting it in between my joint. Okay, my shoulder joint, I'm getting it right back there, and the way I'm making space for that is by bringing my head back. And if you've ever seen the cartoon Family Guy, you'll know there's Quagmire, and what he does is he goes giggity, giggity goo, right? And he does like that with his face. And if you don't know who that is, just YouTube it.
Yeah, I know.
Perfect, okay? And so you do the Quagmire is what I say. Or you make an FU face. You imagine you're saying the F word. When you say the F word to someone, how do you do it? You go, right? The FU. You, okay? Yeah, I know I look ridiculous. Okay, but that's how you protect the bar from pushing on your neck and making you feel like you're choking, okay? If you go and you do the Quagmire at the same time, and you bring your head back and you drive your elbows forward, you have a nice surface area to do that. Here, let me do something first. Put your hands right in front like this. A little exercise for you. Right out there, that's it. Okay, look. This, I have no surface area here to put the bar. As soon as I do this, okay, as soon as I touch your hands, all this surface area was created away from my neck. So I bring my neck back and my elbows forward. Okay, makes
Okay.
sense?
Yeah.
So I'll just show you one more time here. Side angle. Bars up here like this. The moment I relax, the bar is going to push into my neck. I don't want to do that. Your turn. Don't worry, I got you. You're not going to get hurt. A lot of people are, especially women, they're afraid of the front squat because it hurts their collarbone. It's not an issue of size. It's not an issue of muscle mass. It's a question of technique. All right, so go ahead. Hands like this first. Exactly, put your fingers right near the knurling. There you go, get under there, scoop under. No, it's just 2 fingers, okay? You have more than 2 fingers going. Okay, so go back like this. This is the gun, okay? Point it straight out, good. Okay, keep your hands like this. Walk forward, okay? Let me guide you here. These are gonna start to slide. Don't try to grab it. You're not trying to grab it. Do the same thing there. Do not try to grab it. That's it, lift this up. Up, 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 up. Bring these together like a boxer in the ring. Do not try to grab it. You're not trying to grab it. Push up, up, up. Good, okay? Do the quagmire with your face. Quagmire with your face. Elbows up. Good, okay? Resist the temptation to grab the bar. If you do that, it's
I'm
going to roll
trying.
forward.
It's not comfortable.
It's not,
No.
absolutely not, okay? And it just never will be. Not even for me is it comfortable. Bring your hips back. You have to get used to the discomfort here. Don't move your feet anymore, okay? This is typical, by the way. This always happens when I'm teaching someone a front squat. They're dancing, okay? Stay there, lift the elbows up. Bring your head back, okay? More. Good. Push it in. Okay, pick it up, go. Bring the elbows forward. Walk forward, get onto the heel there. Keep these up, 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 good. All right, nice wide stance. Focus on these, you're always focusing on these. This, more force, lift, 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 lift. Go, 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 go. You're gonna, I'll drop it.
I'm just gonna.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
go back. Go back, we're gonna try again.
Okay.
This is normal, don't worry about it. It's not the first time. So, the problem you're having here is that you're thinking that there's comfort involved in this movement, and there simply isn't. You have to move into the discomfort, okay? This is an important point. People will come here like this, and they're gonna try with all their might to avoid having that bar push up against their neck. But that's exactly what you should be doing. You should be jamming your neck into this. It won't choke you if you make the fuck you face in the quagmire, okay? And now, when you're in this position, look at my fingertips. They're very loose. They're very relaxed, okay? I'm not trying to grab the bar. The moment I grab the bar, if you look from the side view here, the moment I grab the bar with my fingers, the bar will want to roll forward. And if the bar has any amount of appreciable weight on it, it's going to slide right off you. And it's going to hurt your wrists in the process. So you actually have to keep it completely loose. And the bar is essentially just on the shelf of your chest like this. I'm reaching forward and my head is back. Okay? Yes, the bar's against my neck, but I'm able to speak to you right now, which shows I'm not choking. But if I did this, it'd be much harder to talk to you.
Here the discomfort is on my shoulders here.
Like over here near the bone.
Yeah. No, like right here.
But the bar should not be there. You're
No.
you're pointing to here.
But even now with no bar,
Yeah.
it hurts.
Yeah,
right
well,
here.
Well, for another 30 minutes, you're gonna deal with it. Okay? So anyway, in this position, just give me 3 reps, okay?
Okay.
You could do it. Go ahead. It's good, by the way, okay? It's a natural moment. Other women watching this are gonna be like, okay, I'm not the only one. And they're gonna,
It's okay, Vanessa looks ridiculous too.
yeah, you're referring to yourself in the first person, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so bring these up, good.
Okay, but look at when we do my legs again.
Just leave your feet there. Stop moving your feet.
Okay.
Don't move them at all, okay?
Yeah.
Lift this up. Good. That's right. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Walk forward now. Keep these up. Up, 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 up. Good. Nice and wide. Wider with your feet. Wider, wider, wider. Okay? This has to be up like a boxer. Close. Go. Keep those elbows up in the sky. That's it. That's it, and up. That's really gonna work your back. Keep doing it. Go again, 2 more. Go as low as you could go, spread those knees. There you go, 2. There's too much pressure on your finger, you have to lift these up. 1 more, go, you could do it, I know. You'll develop the possibility. Great. Keep those elbows up and walk backwards. Keep them up. Keep them up, keep them up. Keep them up, there you go. Great, go over here. Thank you, perfect. So, look, that's a good example of the struggle implicit in doing a front squat, okay? Like that's, what you're experiencing happens to everyone who's learning a front squat. There's a reason it's not a popular movement in the gym. It's because it's hard and difficult to do and it's uncomfortable and no one teaches it properly. But you did it fine. Now, what'll happen over time is you're gonna develop more mobility and flexibility in your wrists. You're gonna increase the weight ever so slowly. You're never gonna increase the weight so much that you feel pain in your wrists and your fingers, okay? But there should be a gradual progression and you'll get better at it. You have muscles in your spine, in your hips, in your upper back that need to be conditioned to do this movement. I've been doing front squats for years, right? I've been doing it for, over 10 years. So I'm conditioned to do so and my body looks like it can. If you condition yourself to do it, your body will also appear like it could do that. And the front squat's really great because it really helps you develop proper posture. All right, there really works that ability to extend the thoracic spine. I'm gonna do it one more time. This is from behind over here. And then we're gonna move on. So here I am like this, cowboy guns, off to the side. It's a tip of the gun near the knurling now. Approach the bar, place the bar back here. Take a nice deep breath in. Take a few steps back, 1, 2.5. Take another nice deep breath in. Close the door, elevator down the elevator shaft, stand up. String theory the entire time, so I'm pushing with my feet. My shoulders are pushing up against the bar. Take a nice deep breath in. Close the door, elevator down the elevator shaft, stand up. That's a front squat. Finally, overhead squat. Guess what? You get to watch, but you're probably not going to end up doing this because it's quite difficult. So I'll demonstrate. An overhead squat, again with the heels elevated if you're learning this stuff, is probably the most difficult squat you could do. You have to have great mobility in your shoulder. If your shoulder hurts when doing this, probably shouldn't be doing it. Something to ask me directly if you think you have a problem with it. I'm gonna place the bar in the back here. Now I have a wide grip of my hand, as wide as possible. You see that? Whereas with a normal back squat, my hands are here. Overhead squat, they're like this. Everything else is the same. Bar in the back, good position, walk forward. Cowboy stance here, right? Just like a Romanian deadlift. Take a nice deep breath in and overhead press. Now look at my hands, okay? What I'm doing is I'm actually pushing out as if there's 2 walls on either side of me, popping my head forward and making my elbow crease move towards the camera. Look at this. You see that? That's good. This is bad. That's good. This is bad. Look what happens to my pinkies. Okay, now my pinkies are wrapped around. If I do this, that's even better. Okay, your pinkies could still touch, but the idea is that you have outward pressure. Take a nice deep breath in. Where you look is very important. Look about 5 feet in front of you on the ground as you go down. As you come up, look right in front of you. As you go down. If you look from the side angle here, the bar is directly over the center of my feet the entire time, more or less. My head is projected forward. Put the bar back when you're done. Let me explain this a little bit further. What you do with your hands is the most important thing here, okay? Your hands are pushing up and out like the letter Y. Have you ever watched Star Wars, the original?
No, I don't think so.
There was this scene where the hero of the movie was trapped in like a garbage compactor. There's 2 walls closing in and they were trapped in these 2 spaces that were coming closer and closer together. And so what they all tried to do was they tried to push out and up to keep the walls from closing in and crushing them. You're doing the same thing here. You grab the bar, You push up and out. You're reaching for the sky and you're always pushing that way. If you don't do that, you're not going to be stable. If your hands are too close together, you're not going to be stable. They have to be like the letter Y, forming like a 45 degree over here. If this was the middle point, YMCA style. Okay, I'll show from behind here. And you won't have to do this, Vanessa, don't worry. I won't put you under that kind of pressure. Here like this. Now my feet are not elevated. A little push press up. Okay, look what's happening to my hands, my feet. I'm doing that string theory now. I'm pushing up with my hands, pushing down on my feet. Now I am stable. I'm sensing that my hands are a bit too close, so I'm going to actually open them up a little bit, and that feels more comfortable for my anatomy. Again, still feels kind of too close. I'm adjusting my feet. You could do this yourself. Little adjustments like that, by the way, that's part of doing your warm-up. Is when you're warming up to do a movement and you're building up to your maximum weight, you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets that preceded it that allow you to get your footing, feel out the bar, and decide where you're going to position yourself. That's it. You want to try? No? All right. And that is squats. You've learned your squats. Now, just before we finish here, the question becomes now, if this is 45 pounds and it's too heavy for you to do an overhead squat because you're not there yet, how do you practice your overhead squat? You must practice it, right? With a broomstick. Because the next smallest bar is going to be 35 pounds, right? A woman's bar. But then other than that, they're going to have short bars that are too short. You need to find yourself a long broomstick and do that. And sometimes what you could do with a really long broomstick, or it's called a dowel rod, which is basically a long wooden stick, is you could actually take one of these plates like this, a smaller metal one, and you could put it right through the center and hold it right there over the center of the bar. And you could have 10, 20 pounds like that. So it's a broomstick with a plate right in the center over your head. Make sense? Perfect. We are done.